subscribe? Darling Radio. Like and subscribe.
Let's get Free, Mr. Free, hop on in. Mr. Free.
Tariq, what up,
Hey,
man?
Mr. Free, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, I disagree with you on most things,
Like,
but I do appreciate the fact that you put the foundational in front of Black American. I think that's
let's go,
an accurate
let's go
term.
back. What do you disagree with, sir?
All right. I mean, I just want to break down language because language is important, right? Um, Someone's an American citizen; they're American, right?
Right, of course.
Okay. And if someone, if we're looking at the term Black, that's not just an internal thing. That's the way the world sees you as well, correct?
In some cases, because it just depends on the person. But in some cases,
Well, I mean, like if you walk outside, somebody looks at you, you can look at a white guy and say they're white, all right? Like if I, without me knowing that person. So if somebody they look sub-Saharan in lineage, in background, then people are going to call them Black. And if you go back to the history of the word, as far as Black people being called Black, that had nothing to do with America. That had everything to do with the way the first Portuguese and Spanish people who came to Africa looked and said, how do we describe these people that we're seeing? Well, they used the term Negro, which literally translates to Black. So if someone is a citizen and they're American and the world sees them as Black, they're Black Americans. So if someone says that they are a first generation, they are the first generation of Black American citizens in their family, then that's an accurate term. I think you're accurate when you say foundational Black
right.
American. That's an absolutely accurate term. But I think the person who's saying that they are a Black American, like my parents are immigrants, I'm born
Mhm.
here. Um, I'm a Black American. What I mean, you don't have to like it. People don't have to agree with me, but it is a historically accurate term. I'm an American citizen by birth,
Mhm.
born here. I am Black,
Right.
and so therefore I'm a Black American. Am I a foundational Black American? Absolutely not.
Right.
But so I think, when people say, oh well, they can't call themselves like, first generation or whatever, but it's an accurate term. Let's just be accurate. Everybody can be accurate in their
Right.
descriptors,
But
right?
technically, yeah, it could be used. See, that's why they're using it because again, a lot of folks are looking for technicalities here. So technically, that can be used. It's still deceptive. It's still kind of deceptive though, because it makes it seem like you say you're first generation, somebody might get confused by that and think, okay, that means were you here during the first generation of Black people? So that it can confuse people. And I think that's the part why they say that, because they know that be a little vague, even though they can technically roll under that banner. That's why we're kind of calling it out. Like, okay, well, what's that about? That's why, again,
Well, why would you assign like nefarious purpose to that? If me and you just talking, we said that's an accurate description, right? So like if I can come to that logical conclusion, then anyone can come to that logical conclusion.
it's
Why give nefarious? I think it's smart that you started using the term foundational Black American. If somebody who is not a foundational Black American now says that because that term now exists, then you could sign nefarious motives to that. But if someone is just literally describing what they are, in fact, then I don't see any reason why you can ascribe
I'm
nefarious
going to
motives
say
to
why,
that.
because see, and there's a video that a girl made, and she was talking about the Essence Fest, and we have been critical of the Essence Fest. So this woman got on, and she got on TikTok and say, as a first generation Black American, I say that Black people need to do this. So then, when you say you're a first generation Black American, you start acting like you are from the lineage, and then you are an authority to speak on our issues, and you are not. That's the problem. That's when it becomes the
Well, so she's an American citizen and she's
but
Black, right? So she's a Black
but
American. So she has authority to
not
speak on the issues because she
no,
is part now
no,
of
no,
the
no,
culture.
no. You're not of the lineage. You're not.
No, I never said lineage. I said the
Right?
culture, and the culture is an ever evolving
Part of the
thing.
culture.
Culture updates over time, and that person in the timeline that we are
Go
in right.
down. No culture. Our culture is our lineage. Let me slow you down on that. No, no, no. You don't get to speak on our lineage, and you're not of the lineage because you don't. You're not going to have the same care and intensity and camaraderie for the lineage. So you're not going to speak on the lineage, and if you're not of it, just like I can't speak on Nigerian business. If you're from an Igbo tribe, yeah, we all black. I can't speak on your tribal business, and you can't speak on our lineage business. You understand? You're speaking from the perspective of an outsider. Yeah, you understand? So when people start doing that, I'm a first black generation, generation black, whoop, 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 and I say we, us. No, 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 no. Ain't no we and us. Come on now. We had to go.
Well, you see how you're confusing the lineage and the culture thing, and you're trying to mix those
Not at
up,
all.
right?
No,
Like,
not at all. No, 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 no. I keep it on track because these people start saying, well, as a first generation black American, we went through slavery and we had to, and you're an immigrant.
I don't think I've heard anybody say
I've
that.
I've seen that. We have seen that. That's the problem. We've seen that. And free your family. Y'all from the Caribbean, by the way, free.
Yeah. Hmm.
Let me get my brother Dan in here. Let's get Dan in here. Brother Dan, hop on in, sir. Brother Dan. If you can unmute your microphone, brother Dan, that'll be dandy. That'll be great, brother. Mr. Dan. Uh-oh. I hope Dan don't. Oh, I'm gonna get Dan back up in a second. Dan had some technical issues right now, but I do want to get Dan back up to chop up.
Let me ask you real quick, Tariq. What's your issue with the Essence Fest? I'm trying to understand what the outrage
Oh
is.
yeah, there's a lot of things. And then if you look at my tweets, I told people damn near a decade ago when they brought those non-FBAs in there, in essence, as the heads of it, and I saw some of the little slick stuff they were doing and some of the articles they were putting out and just the way they were moving. I told people a decade ago that that shit is going downhill from here. And sure enough, it went downhill. Because the people who are now running essence, they don't share the same camaraderie, so you're not going to look at our lineage with the same respect. They've already said they're trying to use our lineage and our lineage brand, which is essence, to start promoting stuff for Nigeria, and they've already said this, so they have a real ulterior to promote other things and to big up these other cultures off of our backs, and that's not what the spirit of essence is. Dan, are you in here, brother?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll be having Wi-Fi issues sometime. Can
Go
you hear me
ahead.
now?
What's up, Dan? I got free here.
Yeah, I heard what he said, and this is why we have to highlight the difference between us two. Um, Color does not equal culture.
Mm.
So just somebody looks like us doesn't mean they share the same culture as us. In fact, um, the lady who was saying, "Oh, she's first generation Black American." Well, technically, she says that because on paper you can say that. But when we say Black in America, they know good and damn well they're talking about foundational Black Americans. And the reason why they do this is to deliberately cause confusion. And they know they're doing it. And I'm tell you how they know it, because the second they win a spelling bee or something like that, they make sure to put their modifier in there.
Oh yeah.
The first thing they'll say is, "Oh, I'm this is for Nigeria or Haiti or whatever Caribbean island they're from." So they're only now referring themselves as Black Americans now is because the delineation movement is happening, and they want to be tied to our movement. That's the only reason why they're doing it. Because at first they were very proud, Ghanaian, and Jamaican, and Trinidadian, and all of this stuff. Now they're just dropping all of that to say Black Americans. We're the only ones who said that, and they know it. It's that plausible deniability thing. Well, technically, we are black. Listen, there are three blacks: color, culture, status. Just because you color black doesn't mean you're culturally black, and they know it.
Again,
Free.
I'm going back to the historically accurate term. If we go back to why people are called black and who started calling people black, if you were running around Africa before a white person ever stepped foot on Africa, you would have no reason to call each other black because that's all you knew. All right.
Let me
So
ask you a
that was a
question.
describer, that the word Negro was a describer used by the Portuguese and the Spanish to describe who they were seeing. And you know, black folk or Africans at the time described these people as white because we don't need to get into everything else. This is a quick cultural describer, or excuse me, a quick racial describer. That's number one. Number two, if it is accurate, and what I'm trying to find out is, are you saying that I'm not being accurate in the fact that these people are, if they are American citizens, they are American, and if they are of sub-Saharan African descent and they look black to 99% of the world, that they are black? If that is an accurate description, then I don't understand why we have to hate on people for giving an accurate description of themselves.
Well,
If
first
you
off, it's
I'm
not a
going to say
hate.
one more
It's
statement,
not a
and then
hate
and
thing.
then I'll let you respond, because
Okay.
you made some good points about delineation. If you are the person delineating, you have the responsibility to delineate your language. If this has been the broad descriptor and now all of a sudden there is a delineation happening, great. I'm happy for you. You, as the person delineating, have the responsibility now to pull yourself out from the broad general description of black folk, black people, that has been used since the 1500s, and now put that modifier on it, foundational. Now, if somebody who is now foundational black American now uses that modifier, then you can say that they're being a fraud. But you can't tell somebody that they're a fraud for using an accurate description of who they are. There's no nefarious motives there. If you say, I am an American citizen, therefore I'm an American. I am of sub-Saharan African descent, therefore I am black. And
Okay.
99% of the
So
world sees me that way, therefore I am
got
black.
you. So here's the thing, right? You take a look at, and I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna show you how deceptive it actually is. You take a look at Byron Donalds. He says he's Black American. Now, you know, people in this country refer to themselves as Black American. It's been our thing since forever. I can literally go all the way back to however, and you can see we refer to ourselves as Black. Byron Donalds was asked about reparations on the Breakfast Club, and he said he doesn't support it because his mom wouldn't get it. Well, all of a sudden, he mentions her. Her lineage being not of Black Americans. Now, he didn't say foundational, he just said Black Americans. He's a Black Americans wouldn't get it. No, he's talking about his people. And it's deceptive because they know the difference. Because before the delineation movement happened, you guys weren't referring to yourselves as Black American. You guys
Right.
were referring to yourself as whatever country you were from. It was, oh, matter of fact, the famous line from you people was, I'm not black, I'm X, Y, and Z. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not black, I'm this, that, the other, right?
Yeah, you would
We're
have to
not
give me
regular. We are,
specific,
I'm,
consistent.
I gave
Dude,
you
What?
specific.
hold on. 'Cause on my broadcast earlier, I read an excerpt from a book from 1963 called The Negro Digest. West Indians were doing that shit in the 60s. In the 1960s, I'm gonna unmute you guys, but yeah, they've been doing that since the 60s. I read that on my broadcast earlier, line by line. You had West Indians in New York saying, hey, don't refer to me as an American Negro. I'm Trinidadian. I'm Jamaican. I don't want to be called an American Negro. They were going out of their way to not be labeled as us, and they've been doing that. Everybody tries to deny this now. You have people who pulls up tweets of Caribbeans, Nigerians. I ain't black, I'm Nigerian. I ain't black, I'm Ghanaian. I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. I used to hear girls tell me that shit in clubs when I was dating back in the 90s. Oh, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. I'm not black, I'm um Belizean. So yeah, that's the thing. All right, that's the thing.
I
But
had
go.
a chick tell me I'm
Tariq, would
not
you
black at
agree? Would
all.
you
I'm
agree
X,
with
Y,
me?
and
Would
Z.
you at least concede the point that there was a point in this country where, quote unquote, foundational Black Americans were calling themselves? They didn't want to be called Black; they wanted to be called African American.
No,
Would you at least
no,
No,
that was
that
a
that never
marketing
happened?
campaign.
That
That was a
never
no,
marketing
happened.
campaign.
no.
Literally,
That was forced on us by Jesse Jackson and the Democrats.
Wait a minute. Jesse Jackson is a black man. He's a foundational Black American.
you
No,
So
see it
there was at
first.
least a movement in this country of people who went. So you're telling
no.
me that you can pick out an example from of a few people in the '60s who said, "I don't want to be called this," and you're
Not a
using that
few.
to say that they are not this. When in fact, or if they are an American citizen, they're American. If they are
Hold
sub-Saharan,
on. No. Let's clear that up. Jesse Jackson and the Congressional Black Caucus and the Democrats had a press conference one day in 1988 and said, "Hey, look, we're gonna be African Americans now," and we're like, "Huh? What?" They just kind of threw that on us. That came from the top. And they said, yep, we're African American now. Then all of a sudden, it was on the census forms and all the other forms and all the other documents. Yeah, there was no grassroots meeting for that at all. Nobody in the Black community got together and made a vote, put in their bid or nothing. That was something that came from the top. So let's be very clear on that. All right, we'll go ahead.
And let me just say this, and I'm gonna drop real quick because there's people on stage. This is precisely why we have to delineate, because our as Black Americans, we are very generous and we want to help everybody. We have been the world's freedom fighters, and we like to show solidarity and unity. No, we didn't want this term, but it was forced upon us. And
Yes.
since we are a people who like to fight freedom, it's like, oh, you know what, whatever. But there
Right.
are plenty of elders who roundly reject that to this day. My mom, he called her African American person. I'm not from Africa. Stop saying that, son. And I used to be so like, why you saying that? We not from Africa. And she tell me the roots, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I never really pushed back on it because she's right. And I'm like, well, it's just a form of solidarity. I even knew that even before it was a thing. But see, since that unifier thing that we try to do, look at how they're trying to use that to keep latching on to the movement. Like at the end of the day, yo, we are not y'all. Y'all are not us. You guys know that. And anytime you have any mild form of success, from a spelling bee competition to winning Miss Pageant USA, they let it be known that they're not us. So this whole Black American thing is a term they've been roundly rejecting since the 60s, not just in the 60s. There's papers. I tweeted on my page, shout out to President Hotep Dukes. He literally posted an article from 1927 where the ancestors were warning us to actively avoid Pan-Africanism because of this reason right here. And 100 years later, you got people who don't have our best interests at heart trying to latch onto our movements like Byron Donalds to speak for us. Because the first thing he says, well, I'm a Black American, this, that, the other. But anytime a Black issue rises, he lets it be known that he's not Black American. He is X, Y, and Z. His parents from X, Y, and Z. So that's the problem, man. You know it too.
But
You're being
Daniel,
obtuse.
my question for you is you're giving the Byron Daniels example, and he has a difference of opinion. I don't understand this idea that black people, and I'm using the broad term, black people are supposed to be a monolith in the way that we think and approach
I'll
these
explain to you
issues.
why. I'll explain to you why, because other people want to speak, and I don't want to hog the stage. Byron Donalds is not just a nobody on the street. Byron Donalds is a man from New York City. Was born in New York City, and he moved to Florida, and he speaks not just openly. He speaks in an official capacity for Black people. He literally uses that. He might be the next governor of Florida. So this is the problem. We have picked people from your group who pretend to be us, who speak for us, but not in the best interest of us, if that makes any sense.
No, it doesn't,
So his
because
vote
you're saying that
actually
he's
matters.
pretending to be black when in fact he is black. You're saying he's pretending to be American when in fact he is American. He is not saying that he's a foundational black American, nor has he put
He
out that.
openly spoke about the Black struggles in America, and the lady had to remind him that if he was in America during the era he was talking about, he wouldn't be able to have his white wife. And he was like, "Oh shit!" He got like dumbfounded.
Okay, but
So they don't
you
even
you
know the
disagree with his
history.
point of view, but that has nothing to do with whether or not he's
It's,
actually
it's
black.
not it's not necessarily his point of view. Which you're willfully missing the point. What I'm saying is he speaks on our history. He literally said that Black Americans were doing great during the Jim Crow era, and the lady had to remind him that he would not be able to have his white wife during the era, and he looked at stupid because he doesn't know or care about our history. His goal is to shield for his Republicans because they're out there. He's a blackface Republican. He's out there to shield for them. He's there to push their agenda under the guise of being Black American. And that is the reason why we delineate, because we're letting everybody know he doesn't speak for us. That's the
I
whole
mean, that's
point of this.
fine,
Even
but
right
he's
now, you
entitled to
don't
his
speak for
point of
us.
view. That's the thing. What I'm
You're
not.
not catching what I'm
Well,
saying on purpose. I'm not
let me
telling you he's
clarify
not entitled to his point
so
of
I
view. I'm
can
saying
make sure that we're on
he
the
should
same
clarify
page.
that he's not from our lineage. He should
Okay,
clarify that.
whether he is from your lineage or not, he is an American citizen. He has the same number of votes that you have. He has the same voice that you have. Therefore, if he is able to move himself in a position of power, his opinion does matter, whether you like his opinion or not. And by the way,
That's not the argument. That's not the
he's
argument. You're
black,
literally missing what I'm
whether or
saying.
not he shares your
That's not the
FBA
argument. The
lineage.
argument isn't that his opinion doesn't matter. The argument is he shouldn't pretend like his opinion reflects ours because he's not us. That's the point. I never said anything about his opinion not mattering.
I don't think
All I said
anybody
was
who is any black person who is not with
he
reparations
cannot speak for our
would
lineage, is what
say
I'm
that
telling you.
his. Well, let me just say this: I don't think any black person who is not with reparations would would try to pass off and say like, "Oh yeah, all black people agree with me."
He
That is
literally
a
said those
well-known
exact words on the
minority
Breakfast
opinion
Club. What you talking about?
amongst black folk. So I don't
Did
see
you
any
watch the interview?
nefariousness going on there. I don't see
Did you
any
watch it?
hiding.
Did you
Hmm?
watch the interview?
What with Byron Donalds?
Yes.
I probably did. I probably did.
It's obviously you didn't, but you know what you're doing? You're still trying to cape for him. See, this is what
I'm
I'm saying.
I'm
This is the
not
level. This is the level.
I'm not a Byron Donalds guy
Listen, listen,
at all,
listen.
but for different
And
reasons
that
than
and that
you.
makes it 10 times worse because you didn't even listen to the interview. He literally said he literally spoke for black people. Oh, a lot of black people wouldn't get it. What are we talking about here? And the
No,
thing
you're
is,
saying two different
it's
things. You're
not that
saying he
I
spoke.
differ from his
You're saying
opinion.
he spoke for all black people.
It's not that
He
I'm
made an
differing from his
observation.
opinion.
He
I
made
don't
an
care about his opinion.
observation.
What I'm saying is he's pretend like he speaks for us
Okay,
and he
let me
does
just make this
not.
statement, and you can tell me whether you agree with it or not. You saying that he spoke for black people. Nowhere in the statement that you gave did he speak for black people. He
Did
made an
you listen
observation.
to
He
what
made
he
an
said? Did you listen to the interview?
oh, let me just get this out. Let me just land this. He made an opinionated observation about a historical period of time in which black folk in this country existed. You could agree or disagree. That's not speaking for black people. That's speaking about black people. And it doesn't change his blackness one bit for him to take a look at the historical record and say, based on the data, I believe this. That's not speaking for black people. How is that speaking for black people?
He was asked about black people in America.
And he can answer. White people are asked about black people in America all the time. They get to answer, and they're not speaking for black people. So
And the first
that
thing, and
man
the
can
first thing
answer a
that they,
question if a white man can answer the same question.
and the first thing that they say is they're not black. And the first thing other people say is they're not black. They can't speak for us. And a matter of fact, actually, a lot of white people actively avoid speaking on that time period for
Right.
this very
Well,
reason.
I'm not going to hide from speaking about white people, although I'm not white. I can
We know
speak on
because
China.
we've
I
allowed
can.
you guys to come into the culture and kind of feel like you're at home. Like you
There's
just said that you guys are part
there's
of our
no
culture. And this
allowing.
is
There's
why
no
delineation is
allowing. This is
important.
a gumbo pot at this point, man. Like
It's
Oh,
everything.
White
not.
people don't want to speak on the topic, and that is why they allow the tethers to speak on the topic.
go ahead, bro.
That's a fact.
Mhm.
I just wanted to add because you spoke about the Essence Festival, and as a New Yorker, a matter of fact, a Brooklynite to be specific, I have gone to the Labor Day parade often, many times. If I went to the Labor Day parade and tried to make it about jazz and R&B, y'all would have a problem. When I go to the parade, I'm already knowing I'm going to hear soca music all day, not even all types of Caribbean music, just soca, because that is carnival music. I don't go there trying to change, telling them to put on different music, to put on Stephanie Mills or Patti LaBelle. I don't, or Coltrane. I don't go there telling them that that's what they should do. I go, I enjoy myself. And if I want to hear other music, I go to a different venue. This is the problem. The same respect is not being shown to us. In addition to it, the same respect not being shown to us, you guys are in our country. You would never, ever allow us to come to your country and co-opt your carnival. Whatever country you're from, whatever carnival day y'all celebrate, or your Independence Day. Let's bring Juneteenth into it. You would not allow us to come to your country and make your Independence Day about Black Americans. You would not allow us to come to your country and make your carnival days about jazz. You would not allow that, nor should you. And that is why we are not allowing it here. And on that note, I'll drop down.
Thank you, beloved.
And I'll respond to that real quickly,
Go
just
ahead,
real
brother.
quick. I mean, it's either you're a capitalist or not. At the end of the day, if you buy something, if you own something, it's yours to do with what you wish. I don't know the name of the guy that owns Essence, but he bought it. All right. So if you didn't buy it, if you didn't put in on this, you don't really you can complain. Complaining is always an option for everyone. We are Americans. We love to complain. We can complain. That's what we can do. But at the end of the day, if someone feels that they can broaden the scope and the audience of something, and by the way, they might be wrong. They could fail miserably. That's the other side of capitalism. But if you put your money into something, you get to run it however you please. People
And the
can cry about it if they want,
audience
but you can run it.
gets to give the feedback however they please. So stop complaining. If that's the mindset that you're going to get Essence and tether it up and gum and joel off it up, the audience has a right to say, hey, this is some bullshit. So y'all don't act shocked, because that's the reaction now. Essence is a brand and it means something. They bought it because Essence is a brand and it means something. It has an audience with it. They got that audience and now they want to flip it and do something else with it and cater to an audience that's not really a big money making audience. That's not an audience that's going to get anything popping, catering to the non-FBA audience. A lot of people are like, okay, if you want to do that, change the name of Essence. Call that shit the Egusi Fest. Call it something else if you're not going to abide by the spirit of Essence and what it means, especially in New Orleans. Don't go down to New Orleans and try to tether it up.
Well,
No,
Tariq,
that's the
if you're right, then they'll fail, and the market will do what the market does. I mean, Playboy doesn't have naked women in it anymore. Like that might be a mistake, you know. If the history of Playboy was naked women, that might be a mistake for Playboy. It's whoever owns it is theirs to do with what they please. The market will speak. I have no issue with the market speaking, but you can't assign nefarious purposes to somebody spending their own money and doing what they want to do with the thing that they bought. And by the way, if you look back at the history of Essence magazine, if we want to now delineate, now we delineating, Essence has used Africa and Pan-Africanism all throughout the history of Essence magazine. Look at some of them old covers from the 1970s with the old African print colors on the word Essence. You can Google that, you can look that up. So don't act like it's just one sided. Everybody uses everybody because this is a capitalist market, and people go for what they feel.
But no, Essence giving some shout outs to African culture. That's not using, that's giving you don't need that. You don't, Africans are not the subscriber list of damn Essence. Let's be very clear. Essence is a foundational Black American institution. We all grew up on Essence. So we've always extended love and respect and acknowledgement to African culture, but things were centered on foundational Black American culture. So we've always centered, thrown some respect, but it's not dependent. It's not no equal thing. Now let's get off that. It was never equal. Let me get Great Black Shark in here. Great Black Shark, hop on.
Salute to you, brother. Can you hear me
Yes,
okay?
sir.
All right. So I'll be brief. Brother Free, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say to you, sir, respectfully, without interruption. So perhaps this will shed some light on some things you seem to be confused about, brother. As foundational Black American freedmen, and any people for that matter, but we're talking about our lineage, the mark of an intelligent and responsible people is to not repeat doing the same thing and expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity. So whether it's Jesse Jackson or any of our respected elders that might have acted in good faith at that time, based off what they believed and how they saw society at that time, those of us that come after them, it is our responsibility and right to course correct the things that we see that have not worked for our people. When we have the greater majority of the Congressional Black Caucus, a lot of tethers that are trying to undermine us, they speak against our reparations. They don't speak up for us to get protections when these white supremacists harm us. And see, this is the problem why we don't have people outside of our lineage representing us, because here's the thing. You can look like us. You can try to adapt to our culture, emulate it. But if you don't have the same mindset against white supremacy as us and you try to assimilate into it, you become a hindrance to us and you're trying to willfully undermine us. And the last point I want to make, I want to build on what Brother Daniel and Sister Brooke were saying. If any of us went to any African nation, now the 54 nations over there, or any Caribbean country, and it's something that the Caribbean or continental African people were trying to advocate for in their society, for their people, and we came over there as foreigners, immigrants, saying, hey, I'm Black, I don't think you should get this XYZ, they would be rightfully upset and would kick us out of there. So it's not even a matter of opinion. We don't care who doesn't like it. Delineation is what's best and responsible for our people. We have serious business to take care of. as far as getting our cash payment reparations and anti-black hate crime bill. And when we're trying to handle business, we are not concerned with or worrying about who has a difference of opinion or whose feelings are hurt. We're going to do what's best for our people. With that said, I'll land.
Thank you so much.
Delineation goes both ways. So if you can delineate, then that person who is an American citizen who has a vote and who happens to be black can and but whose parents or who came from another country, they can delineate their opinion away. They can delineate their vote away from things that you are interested in. It does not change the fact that they are black. It does not change the fact that they are American. It changes that they are not foundational black Americans. But if you can delineate away that way, they can delineate their vote away. And by the way, instead of being upset that they've delineated their vote away, you could try consensus building, because at the end of the day, none of these things that you want to get done are going to get done on your own. White folk are not lining up for reparations. And if you can't even get people who look kind of like you on board with this thing, then you all of this
So,
is what.
bruh, tethers have been the main ones stepping in front of our damn reparations, brother. Y'all not gonna do that. We've been having to fight tethers with this reparations thing on the task force all around the country. They put these tethers on here, crashing the shit out, man. Even when they had that little janky reparations hearing a few years ago, who they put up there? Um, that Cruz guy, Coleman Hughes, who's Puerto Rican, who's not even qualified for reparations. He's up there talking about, we don't need no reparation. We need to leave these white people alone. And they had Candace Owens up there, again, who identifies as Caribbean. Oh, we need to leave these white people alone. So it's always been the tethers acting as the buffer classes that they put up here to crash out our reparations. So that ain't it. This is why we're
Yeah, Tariq, you're
delineating.
not building consensus. And if you want to get anything done in this country, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Italian, African, doesn't matter. You have to build consensus. Nobody gets anything done on their own. And you are hustling.
And down. Oh, we made the Democrats crash and burn on our own. Oh, we did that. We made them crash and burn on our own. We did that, and they know it. So we can get things done on our own. We got to get rid of the dead weight around us. That's why delineation is so damn important. Let's get our sister Love I Am in here to chime in. Love I Am.
Hey, Tariq, thank you for allowing me to speak. And I'm going to ask that Free not interrupt me, because I just hope it doesn't go in that direction.
No, he's put.
Um,
Go.
okay, cool. So I was going to say now, first of all, his position within this conversation is extremely disingenuous, to the point that I would like to append a negative motivation to it, but I'm going to refrain from doing so. The reason why I'm saying this is because African and Caribbean people, they only have delineation is their only frame of reference. The African continent is delineated. That's literally their only frame of reference. That's why they came to America and they told us they were not black, because that was their refusal to deculturalize themselves into this flat identity that does not serve them. So their only frame of reference is delineation. Black Americans had zero frame of reference that these individuals did not identify as black until they came here and told us that. That is the only way we would have known that they didn't identify as black. So fast forward to today, when they're persisting to be black, and we can literally remember in the most yesterday there was somebody denying that they are not black.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their only frame of reference, is delineation. They are delineated by tribe, they're delineated by bloodline, ethnic group, nationality, all of those things. That's their only frame of reference when they come here. That's why they corrected us for decades. So that's fake. Number two, Black American, the term black was a status that was given to our lineage that was forcefully deculturalized as a result of our captivity. So no other group has had that identity forced on them and been stripped of a former identity. That has only happened to us. With that being said, these people are coming in and self-identifying that way. So that is why when specificity matters, they provide it. These people have zero replicable model of success. So I take issue with free in any area. So issue saying you need to reach a consensus on. You don't even have enough melanated immigrants to reach a consensus on everything. That's why
Mm.
you get your ass in front of our collective and try to convince us of a thing. You don't even have the numbers to reach a consensus. You come to us to arrive at your consensus. And now you have an issue that there's a disparity between what we're promoting and what you're promoting. And we're going to reach a consensus with our collective because it's our collective, not yours. How can you come to a space, sit at the top of the space, and no one in this space cares about anything you have to say, quite frankly, and you think that you have just as much of an equitable contribution as the Black Americans in this space? That is very weird. What you're not going to do is fill up a room with your own melanated immigrants and reach a consensus, because you'd have no impact there. You have no impact there. You're not going to go in a group of melanated immigrants and say, hey, let's undermine the Black Americans. Hey, let's go against what they got going on. No, you're going to bring your vagabond asses around us and try to reach your consensus amongst us. And the only issue with that is that, again, you have no area where you have been successful. So when we identify other groups that have a replicable model of success that we can follow, such as the Asians, who have a delineation bill, who literally said we are being erroneously identified as a single homogenous group and we're represented by 30 nations, and we need that level of specificity in order to address the disparities that exist within this race construct. We're gonna do what they did, okay? Because they're successful and you're not. So that's why we're not going to do what you suggest to do, and you're not going to use our spaces to reach your consensus anymore. We want to
Hey,
expunge.
Tariq,
See,
am I
I'm
disrespecting
not
your
done
space?
yet. I knew this was going to happen. We want
I
to
mean, you on a
expunge.
diatribe right now. I'm
It
asking the
doesn't
person
matter.
running the
It
space
doesn't
if I'm
matter. I'm
disrespecting
speaking
the
to the
space.
edification of my own people. That's my point. So what I'm saying has a greater value than what you're saying. You're just a
Okay.
Caribbean with an opinion on Black American perspective.
No, I'm an
I
American with an opinion. I vote.
anything that I think about contributes to the Black American consciousness, to the Black American perspective, and I'm edifying my own people. That's the difference. And that's where that boundary has to be created, because what's happening is these cycles of narcissistic abuse where people have to devalue our ability to reach a consensus. We're literally the second largest ethnic group here, single ethnic group here in
Tariq,
America.
can I
And
ask you
it's
a
literally
question?
our consensus that these
Saying it
people
loud
have
enough
been
and
able
long
to
enough
that.
does not
I
make you
knew this
correct.
was going to happen. It's not a dialogue, Free. This is my
I'm not
contribution to
talking
the
to you. I'm
space.
talking to Tariq.
Okay, so if he wants you to speak, he gonna let you know. You are
Am I
not the
disrespecting your
host.
space, Tariq? Because she said what you're
Can I
not going to
please
do
be able to
is
finish, Tariq?
Let her finish. Free,
all
let
right.
her finish.
Land your plane,
Why would
please.
he not? I don't have to do anything you're talking about.
All right, all right.
The
You
hell?
got it.
Who the
You
hell are
got it. You're gonna be
you?
okay.
And I knew this was going to happen. And then this is what I wanted to say to. First of all, let me finish what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
So these individuals are having a problem with the fact that we are reaching a consensus outside of them. So it's this perpetual gaslighting. He needs to go find his own people and reach a consensus there, because this is narcissistic abuse where they literally are trying to act like they have just as much value in a conversation that determines outcomes about our collective as we do. And then when we literally come up with solutions by reaching a consensus, they want to get in the way now that it doesn't serve them, when they literally have always benefited from us being very effective in addressing and remedying our issues. So this is just very disingenuous conversation. And I want to say that I noticed that with other groups, you have to be careful of what you say in front of them, because they are oriented differently. So he may feel powerful to come amongst us and continue to assert this counterintelligence against our collective. That's why you have to be very careful. There has to be boundaries set, because you don't inform my perspective, and you're not going to be able to superimpose your perspective on the space. It's just
Got
not going
it.
to
Got it.
happen.
Got it. Hey, Tariq, if
It's
I'm
not to him.
disrespecting your
I'm talking
space
to the
in
room, so
any
I don't need
way,
you to say
please let me
got it,
know.
Hold
got
on,
it.
free.
Am I
You're
doing
being
that?
weird.
Hold on, free. No, hold on,
But
free.
I'm saying she thinks if
He
she can
thinks
say
I'm
something
talking
loud
to
enough and long
him.
enough,
He
it'll
thinks I'm
make it
talking
more
to him,
correct.
and he doesn't. I'm addressing a dichotomy. He thinks I'm talking to him,
I
and
get you learned a couple words
he doesn't
today. All
exist.
right,
He
listen, you
doesn't
pulled up
exist to
the
me.
speaking spell,
He
but
doesn't exist to me. So him antagonizing me is just further proving my
okay,
point. He does not
you've made
exist.
your point. Can I now speak to
You're
Tariq?
not the host, so stop doing
I'm
that to me, you
talking to the
fucking
host.
weirdo.
You don't got to cry about it. It's okay.
I'm not crying, bro. No emotions
No,
appended. It's just
yeah,
your voice has more bass
I
than
didn't
mine
use
does,
any
so I have
ad
to talk a little bit
hominems.
louder,
I
but
didn't
no
use
emotions
any ad
appended.
hominems on you
I made my point.
whatsoever.
I
I
made my
didn't make
point
fun
void
of
of ad
anybody.
hominems.
I'm
I
talking to
made my
Tariq.
point void of ad hominems, and
Okay.
now I'm insulting you because you're passive aggressively
Okay.
disrespecting me by interrupting
Okay.
me.
Are
You
you
can
okay?
just mute it and then refute me when I'm done.
Are you
Okay,
good?
Duh.
slow down. Okay,
Do
here we go.
that.
All right.
Okay. All
Good.
right. Thank you, love. Okay, let me free. Thank you, love. Thank you, love. I am. All right, let me get now free finish. Now, free, you can respond to that, free. Let me have free, you can respond. Go ahead.
Again, I'm not trying to see consensus with anybody. I don't know where she is getting that from. I'm saying that any group in this country that wants to get something done where there isn't already broad consensus to get that thing done has to get consensus. You have to build coalitions. You
Coalition
can disagree.
coalitions only work when there's a mutual benefit, not exploitation. See, a lot of y'all want to exploit us.
Well,
You
how do the way you get to mutual benefit in any negotiation is by going to the other side and saying, here's how this benefits you.
okay?
And here's how this benefits me, and you get to some kind of synergy there. You don't
Free.
go to the other side and say, I don't care about your opinion. If you do that, then you get the vote that you get. But for
Okay.
me, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now let's talk about these coalitions that we've seen so far with foundational Black Americans and non-FBA melanated immigrants. Now,
Hmm.
there's a lot of benefits that you guys get from foundational Black Americans. Just the fact that you get over here and get opportunities and get set asides and benefits and rights, that's all from foundational Black Americans.
That's debatable. That's debatable, Tariq. That's
Really?
debatable.
Oh,
I mean, that's absolutely debatable.
how,
Um,
how did
I get that you
y'all
see
get,
it that way, and I
no,
get that. I mean, listen,
how,
when you have a niche kind of thing going on, I
no, no,
get that that is the center of the universe.
oh Lord, how is that debatable? That's firm, locked in history. How is that debatable? Debatable in any sense? Hmm? How is that debatable in any sense, Free? Please unmute your microphone, sir. I would love to hear this. How is
No,
that
no, no. I was muted by you, so I couldn't
okay?
unmute.
How
You
is
might have
that
double muted me.
debatable? How do y'all think y'all got over here?
What do you mean? How do we think? I
How do
mean, you're talking about a wide and diverse group of people. If you're talking, are you talking about people from the Caribbean?
any
Are you
black,
talking about people from
black
Africa?
Caribbean,
Because
any
what I find interesting is there are all kinds of immigrants coming over to this country. They're not all from Africa. They're not all from the Caribbean. There
okay, let's
are
talk about the
mhm,
African Caribbeans. I'm talking about them. That's what I'm talking about. You and your family. How do you think your parents got over here?
on an airplane.
Uh,
I mean, like, I don't. What do you? What I don't. Are you saying that
eh,
immigration started after the civil rights movement?
no.
That was the first immigrants came to this nation after the civil rights movement, or has there always been a history of immigrants coming into this country, naturalizing and becoming citizens? And what I find interesting is the
Black,
focus on. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
quota for black ones.
I'm sorry.
There was a quota for black immigrants. They had a quota. They weren't letting black immigrants over here in large numbers.
And
That's
when
why
did that quota end?
that quota ended in 1965.
Okay. So again, the people were immigrating over here prior to 1965.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And
So
we were
so
that,
mhm,
helping
go
them
ahead.
do. That's what Marcus Garvey. There was a movement to lift the immigration ban. They had an immigration ban in the early 1900s because a lot of black people were working on the Panama Canal and they wanted to come here and they were like, hell no. In Tuskegee, there was a grassroots movement to say, no, 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 let's let some of them over. We're not going to have that. And that's how Garvey was able to get over here. So we had been fighting to help immigrants get over here for the longest.
Yeah, but that you're saying that that is the only factor that expanded immigration in this country. People have been immigrating into this country um, since this country has been a country. That is the
No,
history of this country. And so to
no, no.
now kind of like single out folks that look like you and say we're the only reason why you were able to immigrate into this country, that
They,
doesn't even stand a basic history test.
they had a racial quota, Free. There was a racial quota against black immigrants coming over here. That's a fact.
Okay, but these quotas and things like that have changed over time, and the civil
Why?
rights. I'm sorry.
Why they changed? Because we fought for them to change. That's what I'm saying. They weren't checking for y'all to come over here, sir. They didn't want y'all over here. They didn't want your parents over here, sir. That was us. Nope. You're gonna have to.
What or did the racial quotas change because of enforcement of equal protection?
Who fought for equal?
Can you say that again?
Who fought for that equal protection? That's what the civil rights movement was about. Equal protection of the law, equal application of the law. That's literally what the civil rights movement was.
Okay, so again, you're saying that directly now, post 1965, the only reason why any black people are over here is because specifically of the civil rights movement. And I'm saying that that is a feature that was built into the Constitution from the very beginning. Yes, black Americans did fight along with other people in the civil rights movement to have the United States government actually recognize what they wrote in the Constitution. Absolutely. But the fact that someone, let's say, came over here in the 80s is not 100% attributable to the civil rights movement. It's not
Yes, it.
100% attributable. So what
Yeah,
how do you account for the people who came over here prior to that as immigrants?
yeah. First of all, like I just told you, in the early 1900s, we were still fighting to get some of those laws lifted because they had these quotas against African and Caribbeans. We were always fighting that. And they would let some trickle in. They would have to live among us anyway. We would have to take care of them. You couldn't live in the white community. You were dealing with Jim Crow. So we had to look out for these people. You had to come in and live under us. And in the 1960s, we were the ones knocking that all the way down. We fought for our own civil rights and we said we want everything to be equal, literally all across the board. And that means immigration. So we took that same energy and told them, change the immigration laws, and they did that. That's when there was a floodgate of immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean coming over. Those would be your parents, sir. So they directly benefited from foundational Black Americans. Do you think white people just felt like, hey, let's let some Caribbean Negroes over here? That'll be all gravy. Did you think that's what happened?
So let's say I agree with you on that. What is your therefore after that statement? Therefore,
Therefore,
your opinion, your opinions on any given topic are subject to foundational Black Americans for
what we were,
for
we were talking,
eternity. Is basically what you're
hold on.
saying. Is that I don't understand what the therefore is.
The therefore is you talked about we need to build coalitions. I told you we've already done a lot for your side of the
Yeah,
fence.
you're talking about the past. I'm talking about today.
I'm talking
And
here.
here's where coalition building.
Y'all not going to dismiss the past. The past is important. An hour ago was the past. That's not a good argument. Yeah, the past is important. My family and my ancestry, my foundational Black American lineage, kicked those doors open. They went out here and got shot, ran down dogs, water hoses on them in order to help you too, sir. This is what I'm saying. My mama's still alive. My mama's from Alabama. They had to deal with all of that stuff, sir.
You're
Before
still not giving me a therefore.
listen, I'm giving you the answer. I want you to listen. Our families had to sit up here and fight to get you here. So that's not going to be dismissed like that. And you talked about the importance of coalitions. We've done enough and a lot for you. Where's the other side of the coalition? What have you done for us at all? Go.
Tariq, you're still not giving me a therefore.
What have you done for us in
That's not the argument on the table. The argument on the
oh yeah,
table is we're
yes.
we're talking about coalition building.
What have you done for us in this coalition? I just told you what we did. You said, oh, that's the past. Okay, what have you done in the past to help us? Oh, at any time. Go.
I mean, you gonna mute my mic and then hit me with the crickets? Come on, Tariq,
I
you gotta
just
be better than that. I run spaces, so I know how this works.
sir, I'm not
You know that, right? Like I run spaces, so I
good
understand
enough.
how this works.
Go ahead. Let's hear it. What have you done for us?
Yeah. So let me say, if you gonna mute me and then throw the crickets on, you being disingenuous.
Just talk,
Number one,
just
we're
talk.
talking about today. Let me give you an example. Let's
Okay,
say there's someone.
I'm muting you now. I want you to answer that question. What have you done today, yesterday, the day before, the month before, the year before, the decade before, the century before? What have y'all done, period, to help foundational Black Americans? You're not muted. Go.
I'm literally muted, man. You keep muting me. It says muted by
Answer
host,
the question,
and then you throw on the crickets,
free,
and then you throw on the crickets. The
fraud.
point is,
Go ahead.
here's the question I have for you.
No,
If
no,
you want my
no,
vote, if
no,
you want my vote for a
no,
particular issue,
no, no. See, this is what I'm saying. You don't have an answer. Just say that. Let me get some more people in here. We're going to agree you don't have an answer. Let me get Cyber Regina in here. Then I get Brother McCow. Cyber Regina, go ahead, beloved. Cyber Regina, unmute your microphone, dear.
you gonna mute me and then say I don't have an answer.
Yeah,
That's
you
weak.
don't,
That's weak. But this it's good, man. It's your space. You can do it. But you're gonna mute me and then say I don't have an answer.
because what you're not going to do is, well, let me ask you this. No. Either you answer the question or we're going to get some other people to come and call and talk to you. Cyber Regina, are you here, beloved?
I'm here.
Because
Good morning. How are you?
hey, beloved, how are you? We got Free here, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me tell you what's going on with Free. And I've talked with another high-ranking Black conservative. We've talked about this. He is an anti-Black influencer. And right
Mm,
now, they have lost their steam and the grift is gone. So he's
mm,
for another angle. Our ability to delineate and to be quiet during this entire um, event of deportation has been very, very powerful for us. The other thing is, Free, that you need to understand is you can say you're Black all you want, but two things have happened. One, the census has changed. You now have to identify where you are originally from. It's no flat blackness anymore. Number two, you are not and will never be covered by the 14th Amendment. We don't even know if your two parents were legal when you were born, but that's going to be looked at. And you are deportable. We are not. So we don't need your vote. Okay. We have the American people behind us. We have the president behind us. We have been here since the beginning of this country, before the beginning of this country, and we're still going to be here. We don't need you. Okay. Now, you talk about that Blackness has always been here since the beginning of time. No, in the 1828 American Dictionary, which, by the way, was formulated by a Black man, uh, the definition of American is the copper-colored Americans found here when the Europeans came. Now also applied to the European Americans. And just a little correction, Jesse Jackson announced that we were African Americans at the 1988 Democratic Convention. But you see this all the way around. There's a Puerto Rican Congressman, Richie Torres, who is gay, and they're now saying that he's Black. No, flat Blackness is gone. You are, I don't know if you're Jamaican or whatever, that's the way you have to identify now. And if you don't believe this, go look up the census yourself. You're not one of us. You're not of our lineage. You're out there on your own. Good luck. Good riddance to bad rubbish is what I said.
there you go. Thank you so much, beloved.
Good riddance to black bad rubbish. That's a Black term. That's a, you are so culturally Black. Man, how could I? I mean, you sound it too. Like you sounded too. So congratulations.
Okay, that wit is kind of falling flat, but it's okay, Free. I know you're Caribbean. That wit ain't where it's supposed to be. Brother McCall, hop on in, sir.
Great Minister of Code, how art thou?
I am so good, Brother McCall. How are you?
Well, just living a dream and winning and listening to this back and forth with Mr. Free. Do you mind if I speak to him?
Go ahead, absolutely.
Mr. Free, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing beautiful. How you doing?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And I'm sorry, sir. And how's your family doing?
Lovely, man. How's yours?
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Where are you from originally?
I mean, you kind of go ahead and get to your point. You can go ahead and get
That
to
is,
your point.
this is part of my point. Where,
Oh, I'm just trying to. I'm like again. I'm
where
limited on time.
where's your home? Where's your
I'm limited
origin?
on time right now, so I'm just trying to understand where you're going with it. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Where's your grandmother's from?
You were breaking
Hmm?
up. Say that again.
Where is your grandmother from? Your grandparents?
Get to your point. So again, what I don't do on
This is,
spaces
this
is do
is,
the
this is
questions
the
with no
point.
point to it.
Why are you afraid to tell me where your grandparents are from, sir?
No, I debate on my terms. It's just I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing, and so I answer the questions I want to answer. If you would get to your point, I'm happy to answer any
You've
point that
already,
you're making.
you've already lost, first of all. Secondly, we know you're an immigrant.
That's an opinion.
We know you're anti-American. Now I'm going to give you the dot, dot, dot. You and your type are not viable. In fact, you and your kind are a bad investment to America. Dot, dot, dot. Black, you're not. Black is 2.5 million hours of forced free labor that you and your type did not contribute.
Oh,
Black
you went through
is
forced labor?
50,000.
Please
Black
tell
is
me what plantation you
50,000
escaped
U.S.
from.
patents. Black is 50,000 patents, U.S. patents, from emancipation to the end of World War II. Without Africans and Caribbeans, you have no claim. Black. Black
Foundational
meaning
black.
FBA. Black meaning FBA. Built
Thank you for delineating.
357. Listen, son.
Thank you for
Black
delineating. I'm getting a
meaning
T-shirt. Thank you
FBA
for
built
delineating.
357 black settlements in Texas without Africans and Caribbeans. And you and your grandparents weren't here.
Okay. Foundational
Foundations
black. You weren't here
built
either. You know that,
in
right?
black and black built more than 80 towns over the US without African Caribbeans, your type. Foundational blacks with white Americans built the first, second, third, fourth revolution, digital revolution, industrial revolution without you.
Okay. What did you personally build?
Black, meaning
Okay.
foundational, we produce, and I'm one of them, an annual buying power of $2 trillion.
Is that delineated?
We have,
Is that
meaning
figure
black,
delineated?
black, meaning foundational black
I didn't
Americans.
think so.
We have over 2 million millionaires.
Is that
Black,
figure
meaning
delineated?
foundational black Americans. We have 9 we have 9 billionaires. 1 out of 50 foundational black Americans, meaning black homes, have a household income of 1 million annually.
Is that number
Black,
delineated?
black, meaning foundational black Americans, have produced over 20 genres of American music. We
Is
are
that number clearly
viable.
delineated?
We are viable. You're not. You're a
Okay.
bad
So
investment.
again, you're
Well,
stating
now,
numbers, and the reason why you won't
I
answer whether or not those
gave you
numbers are
15
delineated is because they're
dots.
not.
Now, my next question is, what are you and your people intending to contribute to America for the next 40 years.
Well, let me
Go.
ask you a question. You stated a
No, no,
bunch of
no.
numbers.
Answer my
You
question.
well,
I
well,
gave you
again,
dots.
you
Tell me what
stated
you and your
you
type,
stated a bunch of
tell me
numbers.
what you and
Are
your
all
type
those numbers
will contribute to
delineated,
my country
or do we
over the
delineate
next
when it's
40 or 50
convenient?
years. What will
Are
you and your type,
are all
you and
those
your
numbers
nomadic family who came to
are all
my
those
country
numbers
to live, what are your
are
plans?
all
What are your
those numbers
plans?
delineated?
What are you planning to contribute to my country over the next
Okay,
40 or
I'm going to
50
answer your
years? Go.
question. I'm going to answer your question, but I'm gonna
Answer
give you a
now.
question as well.
Answer now.
I'm gonna give
Answer
you a
now.
question as well.
Go.
You gave a bunch.
Go.
You get.
I,
I'm trying to
I
speak.
gave you
I'm.
15 dots. Go.
I keep trying to speak, man. I don't think you want to hear it. Again, you gave a
You
bunch of
you're
numbers. I
talking
just
to
want to
your master.
clarify so I can
I
answer
have
that question.
control of you, son. Go. Answer the question.
Okay, I want to
Go.
clarify so I can answer your
Go.
question
Don't
correctly.
clarify. Answer the question, boy. Go.
All right, man. You gave a
All right,
bunch of
look,
numbers.
brother Tariq. Love you, soldier. I'm
You
gonna
gave.
land. I'm not.
Thank you, brother.
I mean,
All right,
if you
free.
scared, say you scared. I mean, like, like it's
Now,
okay.
free. Now, hold on 1 second, because now people are pulling up some of your tweets, and you've kind of said little slick stuff about me and little lying things about Foundation of Black Americans. So,
Yeah, I have a
yeah,
different. Yo, listen, I have a problem with anybody who has a problem with me. I think that's as natural as anything on earth. If you have a problem with me, I have a problem with you. That goes beyond American, foundational Black American,
you have a
Caribbean.
problem with the.
That is man.
Well, you have a problem with the lineage, sir. Yeah, you're disrespecting our lineage, and there's a lot of little slick things that you're saying on your page, sir. It's just this is why we delineate from deceptive tethering, right? Shouldn't we delineate from that,
I think
Mister?
delineating is a fantastic thing. I think you should
Right.
be accurate in the delineation. You cannot tell someone who is black and American that they are not black and American. That's it.
Well,
That is my thesis.
okay. Well, I say you're just not a foundational Black American. You're not a foundational Black American. That's my argument, and that's fine.
Then we're 100% in agreement. We're
Right.
100% in agreement.
Right.
So the
So yeah,
dot after that, Tariq, is now that we are in agreement on that.
hmm
And by the way, I like sticks and stones. I don't really care about the word. So this is the internet. We say things that are dumb to try to get reactions. I'm just talking intellectually. Now that we're in agreement on that, and I think a lot of people are in agreement on that.
hmm
Why then now do we have to, um, let's say, let me give you an example. Call people tethers.
Oh, we got to.
Are we calling the Asian man a tether?
No, because
Okay.
he can't.
So
He
this is
can't
just
tether.
hating people that look like you.
No, that's you projecting.
Okay.
He can't tether. That's the part of what a tether does is somebody who tries to blend in, looking like you, to undermine you. See, the Asians can't do that,
Wait a
but
minute,
you
you're
can.
saying that black folks who are
You can.
immigrants
You.
are
Yeah.
trying to look like you. So they're what
Yeah.
are they doing to their skin?
Stop. Because now you're trying to babble and play dumb. You know what I'm saying? An Asian man can't come into our community and blend in and then act as a leader as he's undermining us. That won't work. They got to get a melanated immigrant to do that. They got to bring a Candace Owens in who identifies as Caribbean, but she's like, hey, I'm black and black people ain't shit. You see, that's tethering right there. That should be called out, sir. You should absolutely be called out. Myron Gaines is a tether. That should be called out, sir. You are.
Well, listen, I don't agree with Candace Owens, but how is she trying to blend in if she's clearly spouting a different opinion
Oh, no,
than the
it's
majority?
not a different opinion. She's denigrating our lineage and uplifting hers. Candace Owens has said from her own mouth she has Caribbean privilege. When they give her stories about Caribbean women, that's negative. She don't do them
So
because.
she's not trying to blend in, is what you're saying.
Did you hear what I just said?
I heard what you just said. I'm trying to figure out where she's trying to blend in.
Do you?
She's trying to stand out. She delineated before you did, man.
You
Like, come
said,
on now.
oh, you're playing dumb. Now you're trying to be deceptive. Now you're trying to
What?
play dumb.
All right, Tariq. Since you think I'm trying to be deceptive,
Play dumb. That's tethering. You act like you don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, sir. You're an intelligent gentleman. Don't try to play dumb now. You babbling like you don't understand what I'm just telling you.
I'm not babbling. I'm just
You
asking you to explain what you mean by blend in. If
and-
blend in seems to be where we are caught up,
okay,
like me and you.
and now you're trying to go in on the word blend in. You hear what I'm saying. I'm explaining it very clearly. I'm not being confusing. You know what I'm saying. You're being deceptive, just like some of your tweets, and you're talking about FBA cult and all of that. That's tether lies. See, that's why
I
we
believe it's a cult. I
no, you
believe it's a cult.
don't. No, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
truly do.
no,
I
you
truly do.
no, you don't.
And
That
to your credit,
no,
you
you don't.
you've done a good job
No,
becoming the leader, man.
no,
But I'm saying I believe that there is
tether.
an almost religious fervor when
No,
it comes to this thing.
no, you don't. You're not dumb. That's just a reaction that tethers do. You have to immediately start lying. That's a flaw and a quirk from tethers. Y'all come from a lying, scamming culture, then everything becomes lying, babbling, playing dumb, scamming, deception. You know good and well that FBA is a lineage. Lying about it further means that we have to delineate from lying tethers, sir. You're proving our point. You're doing a very good job at proving our
All
point,
right,
sir.
well, I'm not going to take up the mic anymore because I'm being muted. So, listen, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to give a different point of view.
There,
We disagree. We end off where we started off. I
oh,
disagree with you wholeheartedly. I said that. I
and
announced that coming in the room. I didn't hide.
down, you're babbling. I know we ain't, because you tried to babble with my sister love I am. See, when people are giving you that work and hitting you with the facts, you try to babble your way out of it, which is what a lot of tethers
Hey,
do.
I announced that I disagree.
Yeah. But yeah, disagreeing and lying is different. Now you just start lying and then trying to play dumb. But it's all good, Mr. Free. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, this is how we got to deal with these deceptive lying tethers. Talking about some coalition. They talking, yeah, and I talked about this on my broadcast earlier. They love talking about, well, y'all can't do nothing without a coalition. Y'all need us. We gotta be together. We can't be delineating because y'all can't get reparation without numbers. Y'all dusty, musty Negroes have been the main ones crashing our reparations out. We ain't been able to get it because of you, in part because we sitting up here being one big Negro and being a generic African and letting everybody be the damn representatives, and then some musty crooked hairline Sambo stands up. Look at here. Uh, I don't think I first of all I'm black, and I don't think we should get reparations. Now we just start asking, who is this Negro? Which we should have been asking a long time ago. Who is this dude? And just like Free kept trying to be deceptive. Well, I'm black and I'm American and I'm part of the culture. No, you ain't. No, you're not part of the culture. You're from a different culture. Like I said, this coalition thing, that only works when there's a mutual benefit. And when I'm telling you all the stuff we did, well, that's debatable. Debatable my ass. It ain't no damn debatable. These laws didn't get passed by themselves to get y'all over here. We did all types of stuff to help you get over here and then give you sanctuary, comfort, and everything else when you got here. You weren't living around among white people. They weren't trying to have you over here. Give me a damn break. Getting all of the resources that we fought for, all of the minority benefits and set asides that we fought for. We're the ones who created these opportunities, foundational Black Americans. When folks say, will I go to America for the opportunities? Who the hell you think got them opportunities for you? That's part of foundational Black American culture. Opportunities for non-white people, that's part of our culture. Creating opportunities for non-white people. They weren't giving y'all nothing. Who you think decimated your damn homeland, fool? Why you think your homeland is all raggedy? Who you think did that, dummy? Why you think you over there eating dirt cookies and swimming in E. coli rivers? It's the white people who helped do that, and you didn't fight them off. You sitting over there confused with dirt cookie crumbs all on your damn dashikis. We're the ones who had to get them off your damn ass. Recognize and respect. People play this little game. Let us be very clear. Cyber Regina hit on something very heavy. We don't need you, to be honest. Let's keep it a bean. And no disrespect, we don't need you. Talking about something we need each other for coalition. No, it's one-sided. You need us. We have been fine without you. We don't need you. When we abolished slavery, we did that damn near on our own. Don't let white people fool you. We fought in the Civil War. Stop it. Y'all would, and I tell the white people, you were getting your ass whooped in the Civil War. Them hillbillies was whooping your ass in that Civil War. Y'all were getting stomped on. The only reason the Civil War was won by the Union was because they let black fighters in there. Abraham Lincoln said that. We always had to get it on our own. We don't need you. We did the Civil Rights Act on our own. That was us in the streets. That was foundational black Americans doing it on our own, getting it out the damn mud. Wasn't nobody out there with us like that. The Hispanics weren't out there. Don't ever let them run and try to play that damn game. Those Hispanic organizations told us, hey, y'all Negroes kick rocks. Y'all problem ain't our problem. We were out there on our own doing it. The Voting Rights Act, us doing it on our own. We didn't have no coalition. We were getting that done. Brown versus the Board of Education. We were getting that on our own. Getting these HBCUs and labor unions, we were getting that on our own. We weren't getting no damn coalitions. Stop it. We had to get it on our own, get it out the mud on our own. So yeah, don't let them run that we need a coalition with them game. Man, let's be real. These groups come over here after we fight to get them over. They come over here and look at us as competitors. They don't know, ain't no support. These African and Caribbeans, man, they come over and they're used as buffers. They go over here after we help them and they go to the white people. Hey, listen, white man, I am not like those niggas. I won't be no trouble. You go over here and try to make little secret deals. Yeah, all that coalition talk, that's just a Trojan horse to get access to resources. Yeah, what you want to do is gain access to the civil rights legacy of foundational Black Americans and everything we fight for, and then try to switch it and do some immigration reform and all that stuff and foreign aid for your home nations, not for us. You siphon off all of the energy and the civil rights gains so that they can be extended to your family up there in the dirt cookie house back home. Because let's be real, true power is built from tangibles, not numbers. See, political influence is not just about a head count, it's about strategy, lineage-based demands, economic leverage, all that stuff. And getting a lot of dead weight around, that don't mean nothing. Bringing a bunch of people who are off code, that's a hindrance. That don't help. Y'all are in large numbers in your homeland and you ain't got nothing going on. Come on now. Can we talk real? You guys are in large numbers in your homeland, sitting over there by the millions and ain't got shit done. And then you come over here with that same mindset. That's a liability. That's not an asset. And then have the nerve to come over with these anti-FBA sentiments like Free. We looked at his page. He has a whole bunch of anti-FBA stuff on there. Yeah, we ain't trying to build no coalition with you. Just like Love said, when you felt the energy. He's coming from a deceptive place. His whole vibe was deceptive. Yeah. You come over here and project your own insecurities to try to bring us down a notch because of your own insecurities. Nah. No, 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 no. See, they weaponize, immigration, Pan-Africanism, that started to be weaponized against us. See, it got co-opted to kind of make us lower our guards against these opportunistic ass tether classes to come over here. Yeah. So we cut that out. Those days are over. Because see, these coalition partners who we have these little coalitions with, they talk about coalitions, saying what happens is these coalition partners, they come over and get among us, they infiltrate our black institutions, and then they start trying to become gatekeepers over the resources. See, that's the trick bag. See, it only benefits them. It's a one-sided thing. So we sit up here on some, hey, we all black, we all one big old black happy family. Then all of a sudden, the congressional quote black caucus is full of tethers. And then we're looking like, damn, how come the black caucus don't do shit for us? Come on, let's use your thinking caps. What the hell does the black caucus do for black people? They don't do shit. Literally nothing. Let's just be honest. And it's full of tethers. But they do everything in the world for immigrant groups. You understand? So yeah, it's gatekeeping time. We're not just going to throw the word black out there. It's going to mean something. We're going to put a foundational in front of that so it means something. It's not going to be generic. We put a foundational on that. And when I don't see foundational, I got questions. See, we're going to have to start being very specific, and that's on us to make things very specific so that we can start getting the gatekeeping popping. Because they do all that. We need the numbers. We need the numbers. Oh, we need the numbers. And the minute we get the numbers and then they get a wind under their belt, all of a sudden, we ain't no big black coalition no more. It's Jamaica stand up. Whoa, we just got a scholarship. Oh, Jamaica. Oh, shit. Haitians stand up. We're all black until you get some kind of position. And all of a sudden, hey, the first Haitian American judge is going to be on the New York Supreme Court. The first Jamaican, boy, it becomes Bammy Fest. It becomes Jerk Chicken Fest when you get a wind under your damn belt. Then you rub your culture in our damn face and delineate. Don't let people, FBA family, do not let nobody shame you out of delineating and recognizing your damn lineage. They all do it. They do it the first chance they get. We're doing it. We're going to recognize, uphold, honor, and respect our foundational Black American lineage and ancestors and our beautiful culture and gatekeep it and protect it so that these tethers don't erase it and smear Jollof juice all over the shit. Just like they're doing with Essence. You're doing a great job with the Essence situation. See, they didn't expect so many of us to stand on business and call them out for vandalizing Essence. They weren't expecting that. They thought it was going to be a clean steal and a clean getaway. It ain't. Everybody's complaining. I just saw where Lauryn Hill was complaining. She was like, hey, I was late, but it wasn't my fault. It was them. Even Lauryn Hill had to come out saying, no, yeah, they complaining about me being late. That was them. That wasn't my fault. Everybody's complaining. The people there, the people performing, come on. Yeah, we got to call that out, as we should. We continue to call it out. Man, but foundational Black Americans, we are the culture, we are the engine, we are the blueprint, ladies and gentlemen. We are the creators of American Black culture, the music, the resistance movements, the language, the struggle, the intellectual frameworks that the world copies. Every major progressive movement in Black America and America, period, starts with foundational Black Americans. And let me tell you something. You are going to go and get in here on our terms. If you talking about allies, it's going to be under FBA terms. That's what it is. It's going to be under our terms. Remember when Essence, and I warned people about Essence years ago, just the fact that they would come out and girl, that Kenyan woman, just the way she came out, I knew it was some shit. Y'all saw the clip of her, not the one on the Breakfast Club. There's an older one I'm trying to paraphrase, but yeah, they were like trying to Africanize us, kind of reprimanding an audience. We all African. We did you African first. You did not, man. Y'all better go, man. If man, when y'all see tethers talking that bullshit, check them quickly. Check that ass. Y'all not gonna sit here and dictate to us how we recognize our lineage and what we identify as. They're gonna come around us and try to gatekeep blackness. You niggas are African first. The white man don't like you. You are African. If the police pull you over and they pull me over, are they going to ask if I am FBA? Shut them up with that nonsense. This is the new norm. We're delineating. You're going to respect our lineage. All that whining, kicking, and screaming and lying, that don't change our lineage. The genie is out the box. We're recognizing our unique lineage. But we're all black. I'm not an immigrant. I ain't got no immigrants in my family. I can't be deported, nigga. You can cry about it, wipe some of that damn jerk chicken sauce off your jaws or whatever you need to do. The fact remains, I can't be deported, my nigga. I ain't in no immigrant database, nor is anyone in my family. We are different, brother. Crying about that ain't gonna change that. These folks want us to be, they're so upset that we can't get deported. They're so upset that we don't have the same status as them. You can't shame us out of our lineage. We got stability here. This is our home. No, nigga, they don't like you. No. I like me and I ain't going nowhere. I like me, we like us, and we ain't going nowhere. But we have to be together. They deport me. You're going to be next, nigga. No, I'm not. And pack you a little lunch, make you a jerk chicken sandwich and put it in a brown paper bag and take it with you wherever you're going, nigga. Just get out my face. Don't want to hear it. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let me get a couple of more people in here. Honey Dip, are you here, dear? Hop on, Honey Dip.
Yeah, I'm here. I
Honey,
just I had a question relating to the topic, backtracking about, when y'all was going back and forth about the whole reparations thing. And it's like, I feel like if somebody's coming over here, or their grandparents came over here, whatever the case may be, why are they even speaking on reparations when first and foremost they weren't here? Second, we did not only go through forced labor, what we went through mutilation, rape, all, that under the sun. We were eaten, we were cooked, everything like that. And also when the Civil War was ended and we were freed, white people got reparations for losing their slaves, which they considered us to be property.
mm-hmm.
So I am so confused as to how a foreigner can come over here and say that we don't deserve reparations when these same people who enslaved, beaten, eaten, and did everything to us that was definitely inhumane, that they would have definitely not went for. Who are you to say that we can't get reparations when we're the ones that built this country, like you said, on our backs?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody can reply to that. That was just my take on the whole situation.
There it is. Thank you so much, beloved. I appreciate you, dear. All right. And Honey Dip, then you're only, I looked at your page. You're doing the most on that page. You skinny. You're a very skinny girl, but you are doing the most for a skinny gal. Boy, Lord, ma'am, you are really doing the most on your page, ma'am. Make the money, don't let the money make you, beloved. All right. All right. She's skinny as hell, but throwing ass all over the place. Them little old the skinny legs all split open all over the place. Girl, you're doing the most. Like you're gonna hurt yourself with all the shit you doing. Lord. Okay. It's time to wrap it up now. It's okay. I see you, honey. Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay, she was talking deep, and then you go to her page and she in the buck. Somebody got her bent over and folded up, little old legs all in the air. Okay. All right. And we need to hurry up and get you some reparations. All right. All right. Listen, everybody go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, ladies and gentlemen. Also, you can get the book Hidden Heroes from A to Z at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Also, go to rootworkstyle.com, ladies and gentlemen, and get that deodorant, rootworkstyle.com. Get that rootwork deodorant, ladies and gentlemen, the best deodorant on the planet. All right? Y'all have a great one. Papi akute, lalavuve to the family. Peace.
Slide on that root work. Slide on that root work. Slide on that root work. Slide on that root work.